JLP at 1010 with Donnie the Love Bug Simpson. Come from the fast city, USA, huh? Native New Yorker. 93 KYS, that's Odyssey. I'm Donnie Simpson.
WPGC 95.5. Hi, this is Donnie Simpson, and I'm back. That's Parliament. Flashlight. Here on the Magic 102.3 and 92.7.
Donnie Simpson, everyone. He's like the head black guy in the country.
Thank you, Howard.
Right.
Love you, man.
Great guy. This brother's very handsome, like a Billy D. Williams lookalike.
Smokey Robinson's on the line.
My brother, what's happening, man?
Mariah Carey.
Hi, Donnie. I miss you.
I have with me on the phone my girl, Janet Jackson. What's up, Janet?
Hi, Donnie.
As promised, I have a very special guest joining me on the show this morning, Barack Obama.
Donnie, how are you, man?
We got Jay-Z on the line. What's up, Jay-Z?
I'm having a great time.
Donnie Simpson, 51 years in the game, and he still won't leave.
He's a friend to many people, including music legend and Grammy winner Smokey Robinson.
Congratulations on being inducted into the Radio Hall of Fame, man. It's well deserved. Should have been a long time ago. And I want to congratulate the Radio Hall of Fame for being wise enough to induct you, man, because if they hadn't done it, it would be incomplete. So you deserve it, my brother. I love you, and you know I love you. And congratulations, and keep on keeping on.
Thank you so much, Smokey, for those kind words. All right, let's get to know Donnie Simpson from one of the people who know him best, his own son, Donnie Simpson Jr.
Not too long ago, I learned some shocking news. Donnie Simpson was chosen as an inductee into the Radio Hall of Fame. My jaw hit the floor when I learned this news. I couldn't believe it. Can it really be true? You mean to tell me Donnie Simpson isn't already in the Radio Hall of Fame? Come on, man. Before I was even a thought in this world, at an age where most of us were goofing off, getting in trouble, and clueless what a career even was, my father, Donnie Simpson, was already charting the course for his future. As a teen beat reporter at only 15 years old on Detroit's WJLB-FM, Donnie quickly fell in love with the radio business and never looked back. Known then as the Love Bug, a name my mother Pam would eventually say to, Donnie came up in the radio business surrounded by the soulful sounds of Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder, Gladys Knight, and so many other incredible talents whom he'd eventually be on a first-name basis with. By 23 years old, my dad Donnie moved his family to the Washington, D.C. area for an opportunity at WKYS-FM, where he would transform radio in the district. Ushering in the sounds of the late 70s and 80s, unafraid to take chances, push the envelope, and embrace change, Donnie became program director at KISS, where he would dominate with #1 ratings and preside for 15 years. Now, I know we're here to talk radio, but how can we talk Donnie Simpson and not talk black entertainment television? With him as the host, Video Soul was BET's flagship program that launched the network from unknown to international success. Sitting on the couch with Donnie became one of the most sought-after interviews for artists, and the success of Video Soul catapulted my dad to legendary status. After his illustrious tenure at WKYS, which included Billboard's Radio Personality of the Year and Program Director of the Year honors, Donnie eventually moved to WPGC-FM, where he would again dominate with #1 ratings and adoring fans throughout the D.C. market. And today, he's as strong as ever with a #1 rating on Magic 102.3. My dad always told me, not everyone is going to like you or everything you do, but you still have to do you. No one can be you as good as you can. His authenticity is why we're here today. His genuine love for all people, his willingness to stop whatever he's doing to shake hands, sign autographs, and take pictures, his unwavering loyalty to his family, friends, and colleagues, his extroverted, outgoing, smiling, empathetic, open, hug-first, caring personality, and, of course, his silky smooth radio voice. I'm humbled. I am grateful. I am honored. And I am proud to present my dad, Donnie Simpson, for induction into the Radio Hall of Fame.
Oh, that is so cool. I'm so honored to have my son do that.
I don't know about him calling me Donnie, though. I'm going to check him on that later. But that is fantastic, man. I love you so much, DJ. Love you and your wife, Katie, and my grandbabies. He's got 3 of my 6 grandbabies. Nora, the oldest, then Cooper and Ellie. Love y'all. Love y'all. I know they're listening right now, so I love y'all so much. Also want to shout out my daughter, Dawn, who's just so precious. She's I was just thinking about how Dawn used to say of my son, I call him DJ, by the way, for Donnie Jr., about DJ's oldest daughter, Nora, that of her niece, she would say, I could not love her more. Well, I feel the same way about you. I could not love you more, Dawn. And her husband, John, and their 3 kids. Of course, the oldest is Eden at 4.5. Then we've got Luca and Miles. How cool is that for a name? Miles. You know he's going to be, that's like Miles Davis. So anyway, I just wanted to start off by acknowledging them and family. And my wife, who's sitting here by my side right now, my boo. And I call her my boo because she was born on Halloween. So she is truly my boo. Been with me through thick and thin. And from the beginning, you know, she does a radio show with me, by the way, on Fridays now, every week. And which is kind of full circle for me because going back in the day, she used to go with me because we've been going together since we were 16 years old. So we've been married now. We just celebrated our 47th wedding anniversary. And so anyway, that is truly my boo. So I thank her, and I'm just honored to be able to share this special moment with her tonight. I want to give thanks to God. I mean, without him, none of this happens, and I certainly do appreciate all that you've done for me in my life, in my career. It's been an amazing ride, Lord, and I thank you for that. I want to thank my boy George. Not Boy George the singer, even though he's my boy too, but this is a different George. This is Black Boy George. But he's my boy, you know, and when I came here to D.C., I only knew 2 people, him and Ronnie White, and we still boys, and that's been 40-something years, still kicking it. But, you know, when I go back to the beginning and think about how this all started, it started in my mother's record shop. I was working in my mother's record shop in Detroit, and one day she had a live broadcast. The DJ came out to do his show from there. It was Al Perkins. And I went in. He had me go on to announce the specials. We got the Temptations on sale this hour, the greatest hits for $1.99 or whatever. And, you know, people would always come to the record store and go, you know, God, you sound like a DJ. You ought to be a DJ. It was in one ear, out the other. I wanted to be a Baptist minister. You know, it's somewhere I got turned down by George Clinton, and here I am. But that was what I originally wanted to do. And but that was the very day that I fell in love with radio. You know, to see him sitting there with his headphones on, patting his feet to the music was just unbelievable to me. I was like, man, I could do that. And 3 months later, I was on the air doing that. I was on from 8 to midnight. As a matter of fact, I couldn't even do my whole show live because I was too young. I was only 15. The law stated I had to be home by 10:30. So I would have to go in after school, record my last hour and a half, then go home, do my homework, have dinner, then go back to the radio station at 8, go live from 8 to 10:30, put on a tape, and leave. But that was my beginning. You know, and Detroit at that time was the 5th largest market in the country. So what a start. What a blessing. But, you know, my earliest remembrance of radio was listening to a guy named Ernie D. This is Ernie D., the king of cookery, cooking on my stoves of 2. One is electric, one is gas. Put them together, they are set to blast. And I did not adopt his style, as you can tell, but on-air style. But off-air style, Ernie was all class, and that's what I wanted to be. So I thank him for that. I thank Ken Bell, who would sneak me into the radio station and let me make tapes and critique them. Both of them are gone now, and I miss them dearly, but they were so instrumental in my career. I want to thank Jeff Wilson, who's the market manager for our radio stations here in Washington and several other Urban One markets. I want to thank Joe Madison, who, you know, these guys pushed so hard for me to be included in this class of 2020, and I just cannot thank them enough. I really do appreciate you. I want to thank my mom, my dad. I talked to my mom on the way here tonight, and she's 90 years old. and had quite a scare last week. She had a fall, but she's doing okay, feeling better. And Mom, I love you. I know you're listening tonight. You know, I think back on the days when I would be down in the basement on that reel-to-reel tape recorder doing a 6-hour show every day, just playing records to myself, doing commercials, news breaks, all of it. And here I am now in the Radio Hall of Fame. You know, I thank you for giving me that start at Simpson's Record Shop. I love you dearly. Dad, I miss you dearly. And you know, my dad's been gone for several years now. My siblings, especially my twin brother, Lonnie and Donnie. See them together, it sounds like Looney Tunes, doesn't it? But that's my boy. That's my heart. I love you to death, man. You know that. I want to thank Claude Young, who was my radio best friend in Detroit. Just one of my best friends, period, and still is to this day. But he was so inspiring for me early on in my career. There was another friend of mine, Vince Frugier, who was also in radio. He just died a year ago next month. But Claude was so great to me. He turned me on to Elton John. I want to tell you a quick story about that. But he used to always tell me, he said, man, when I hear this song, it was a song by Elton called Teenage Idol. And he said, that always reminds me of you. And to this day, that inspires me because the son said, I'm going to be a teenage idol no matter how long it takes. I'm going to root to shoot myself to fame. Every kid alive's going to know my name. An overnight phenomenon like there's never been. A motivating supersonic king of the scene. And to know that someone had that kind of vision for you is inspiring. You know, it really was. And I thank you for that, Claude. Chris Paul and Huggy Lowdown, Tony Perkins, some of the guys that I work with, Donna Pignac, she's gone now, but she was there for the beginning of me when I started doing mornings. She was just an amazing person. I want to thank all of the people who created the music that I played. You know, it was always about music. And I was thinking about this earlier. I've been blessed to have 2 incredible careers in radio and television. And the one thing that connected them both was music. So I want to thank Smokey and Frankie Beverly and the Jacksons and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, my brothers for life, Elton John, again. You know, just all of the people that gave me the music to do what I do. And wow, who else? Well, I do want to tell this story real quick, and it's, again, Elton John. When Claude and I used to sit there and listen to Elton, one night this song I kept listening to was Benny and the Jets, and it was on the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road album. And I was scared to play it because black folks didn't know Elton John, right? So finally one night I decided I'm going to play this, man, because I just love this thing. So I played it twice that night, and the reason I played it twice was because the phone was jumping off the hook from the first time I played it. I have never in my career seen anything as hot immediately as that. So hot that the next morning, the DJ on the morning show had to call me at home, get me up at 7:30. What is this song you played last night? Jenny and the Nets or something? Man, you got to bring it down here. I had to get in my car, take it down to him to play it. In 3 days' time, Elton was on the phone to the radio station. What is this I hear? Benny and the Jets is breaking black in Detroit. You know, it turned out to be his biggest song ever. 6 months later, he comes to Detroit to present me with a gold record for this. You know, and I'm telling you, that was the biggest moment of my career. You know, Elton John was the king. And it was without doubt the biggest moment of my career until tonight. This is an amazing moment for me. To be in the Radio Hall of Fame is just an honor that I just don't have the words to express. You know, I have to be honest and tell you this, that when I was first nominated, I looked at the people who were in there, and I was really looking to see who wasn't in there. And the one name that wasn't in there was Frankie Crocker. Frankie Crocker was the baddest DJ ever to me. This brother was so bad, so smooth. Oh, my goodness. Me and Claude and the guys used to sit around and man, I hear he's got quadraphonic sound and these kind of speakers. And all. We just, you know, he was just like this fantasy god to us. And the fact that he's not in the Hall of Fame made me feel like it wasn't legit. If Frankie ain't in there, I shouldn't be in there. That's the way I felt, you know. But I think that the Hall has recognized the right side of the dial now, And we've got a lot of people of color going in this class. And I want to tell the hall that I respect that. I really do. There are a lot of people that have lived on the right-hand side of that dial that have done incredible things in radio. Personalities that were strong enough to stop riots, and I'm just glad that you're recognizing them. The last thing I want to say, and this truly is the last thing, is that when I celebrated my 30th anniversary, it was what I called the perfect day. Wow. I went out to run early in the morning at 4 o'clock to come back do my radio show at 6. The paper had been thrown. There I am on the front page of the Washington Post. Donnie Simpson celebrates 30 years. Like, wow, what a day. I go do my show at Ben's Chili Bowl, and 2,000 people show up for it. We have this big concert that night. Smokey Robinson surprises me and come. LL Cool J. It was crazy. Just a crazy night. Crazy after party and everything. I get home at 1:30 in the morning, and my wife Pam says, "Don't forget to take the trash out." It's like, wow, that's the perfect day. It's like all that excitement, but baby, let's bring it home. Let's bring you back down to where you belong. Take the trash out. So I got to go, y'all. It's time to take the trash out. God bless you. Thank you for this honor. I really appreciate it, the Hall of Fame.